Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, traders. Steve here at Logic FX Trading, and welcome to our trading room recording on Friday, the 6th of August, 2021. Okay, guys, quick look at the calendar for today. We've got RBA statement for monetary policy. As you know, guys, these things happen for me in the middle of the night, so I don't really get much of a chance to react to them at the time. Haven't heard anything there, but when we look at the charts, we'll know if there's any movement on the Aussie. We'll know that it's come off the back of this. And then if we are interested in trading it, obviously we'll go and look at the policy or go and look at the news reports about what's happened and then make a decision based on that. Canada employment and unemployment, 130 today. Have to see how that comes out. Looking for a bit of upside to the CAD. And then United States non-farm payrolls, guys. It's always a big day in the United States, non-farm payrolls. What's going to happen? Are they going to come out high? Are they going to come out low? Are they going to come out as forecast? And then what's the market going to do? How are they going to react? The truth is, we don't know. But as I've been saying all week, I do think that the structurally or technically, the dollar should have another leg down on it. Now, I'm out of it again, guys. I shorted it, went into the red, it came back up, stopped me out. I did it twice, guys, and this time round, I doubt that I'm going to take it again because it's non-farm payrolls day. If it starts to move off in that right direction, I think there'll be, a lot more than just today's move in it. Therefore, I may well take it short, but I'm not going to preempt it because if the numbers come out, high, then you could well see this moving long. But we don't know what the numbers are going to be, so don't then assume that it's going to go long. I've said for months, and you guys have been with me a long time will know, from my way back here, we said this would run flat. Now, a flat correction or a correction can be take many form, but basically said would run flat, and that's what it's doing. And for me, that's the top end of the range, and therefore it should move back towards the bottom end of the range, and at some point it could even break out. But we're not going to get too carried away with ourselves yet. The main thing is to get into the trade, get it away from zero, get your stop to zero, and get it away from zero, get your stop to zero, and then hope that it continues to move in the direction that you've traded it. It's all you can do, guys. There isn't any magic wand, particularly when you're in a correction. So I'm still going to stick with technically it should drop, but I don't have a trade on at the moment. And if I did have a trade on, I would have my stop at zero. Particularly since today's the day. So that's where we are with that one, guys. So let's see how that comes out. Quick look at Flipboard. Pfizer manufactured its first batch of Delta variant vaccines. I was in Pfizer last year, guys. Held on it for months as it dropped and then came back up again. When it came back to zero, I just got out of it. I just thought to myself, well, that didn't work out. Because the whole idea was that whenever they developed a vaccine that the price would go through the roof, and it just didn't happen, guys. So I just knocked it in the head. So if you're interested, have a look. Maybe it'll push up. The only other thing I would say at the moment is there has been a big push up in healthcare stocks recently, and I kind of missed the ball with it, guys. I looked the wrong direction. I was listening to Bloomberg last week, and there was a fund manager on there saying health stocks, we're moving into health stocks. And I kind of thought, well, okay, I'll look that up, and I forgot. And then today, just while we're here, let me pause you while I pull it up. Okay, I'm jumping ahead a little bit, guys. It's this article here that I've opened, and it's about are you missing out on the sudden 85 billion biotech stock rally? And I thought, well, am I? So I threw a few of these into into the charts, and yes, I am missing out. But the place to buy it would have been back over here, guys. A month ago, less than a month ago, this broke out. And it's just gone in this tremendous rally. There's no point in trying to buy it there, guys, because it will correct off from there. And then if we still believe in the rally, then we can continue to buy into it. If you buy there, guys, can it keep going up? Well, possibly it can, but the odds are if you keep doing that, you'll lose your money. So you've got to wait and see if there's going to be a correction and then decide that you want to buy into it. One of the other things that happened last week that I also looked at and didn't get involved in was Hood. Robinhood, guys. Their IPO were in too high let's go into the 1 hour. Their IPO last week was a dead squid, a damp squid, should I say. And what day was this? It was the 30th, so it was, it was a week ago. And they were talking about it in Bloomberg, and they said, hey, it'd been launched, and it didn't reach the levels they thought it would, and blah, blah, blah. So I came along and looked at it, and the chart kind of looked like that. And I thought to myself, that's interesting. They reckon it should be worth more than that. The market hasn't responded. Maybe we should buy a few shares just to see. And then, yes, they were talking about how it had dropped whatever percentage that was. And I thought, I'm glad I didn't get involved in that. But I came over and looked at it. It doubled and then dropped. So, yet again, guys, the opportunities are there. You've saw two there in quick succession. But it's about, paying attention, getting involved and getting into them. Now, in my defense, the same thing happened yesterday to Uber. The CEO of Uber come on and he was talking about, Uber, et cetera. Their quarterly results come out. They weren't good. And Uber opened down there, guys. And when he was talking, I thought, that doesn't sound too bad. And I just took the chance and I bought it at market, which was down there. And 2 or 3 hours later, it was up there. Now, let's go and have a look at that. Go into portfolio, into history. I took a few things off the table yesterday. There's the Uber there, guys. I bought it at 2:30. The market opened at 2:30, so took a minute to execute. And I sold it before 3 o'clock, 8 minutes to 3. So I didn't even have it half an hour, guys. I had it 20 minutes and I made 5.37%. Now, you say to yourself, well, why didn't you get in it and stay in it, etc. But if you go back to wherever we were and look at the chart, it's dropped since then, guys. So when you can do what you want, guys. But for me, if you make 5%, 6%, 10% in minutes, don't be greedy. Take your money, because the chances are that should something that it will correct and give you a setup if you really love the company and get back into it. Or obviously you can, if you're going to be long-term in it, fantastic. You've got yourself away from zero, put your stop to zero and then sit on it for a while. But that's not what I'm doing at the minute. And we've talked long and hard about what my current strategy is. So yes, it took quite a lot of money off the table, guys, because I'm just getting a bit nervous. I don't want to get caught up in this big drawdown. Last month was a battle to restrict it to 1.2% drawdown. And then this month is doing something similar. So I took quite a bit of money off the table. We, US dollar, they are, hit the stop loss again, come in at a 0. Uber got 5% for that. Plug, another one that they opened at the opening. It took 2 minutes to execute that one. And 2 hours later, 2.5 hours later, I got 5%. So I just said, I'll take it. But I do have 2 or 3 other plug. So I'm not out of plug. I have 2 or 3 other trades on there. I decided to get out of the physical gold and the physical silver because they have been dropping, and I was getting back to we're going to go into the red, and I just thought, well, do you know what? Let's get out of them, and if they do drop, we'll buy back into them again. In the meantime, if they go up, well, I've got quite a bit of other silver and gold. I've got gold mining companies. I've got an ETF, and I've also got silver ETF. So I kind of wanted to reduce my exposure to gold a little bit, guys. Gold and silver. So I took those off. Airbnb, we've had it for a week, got 6%, and CRISPR had it for 2 days, got 4.5%. I've got far too much. It's not CRISPR, sorry guys, Corsair. I had far too much of it, guys, so I reduced it. Reduced it down a bit, and there's the silver. And then pound New Zealand I got into yesterday. It was up, but it started to drop again. I just thought, I'm not going into zero with this. So I just took it off the table. So taking a little bit of money off the table. So at the moment, we're back to a position where, it's not showing it here. We've approximately 50% in cash. So that's sitting there waiting for a correction. And then up we go. Some people say get in 100% and ride through the correction. That's okay if you're in and you've got away from zero and you've got your stop losses at zero, and the money that's drawn down is money you've already made, guys. But that's not the situation the account's in, because we've been taking it. Any time we get 5%, we've been taking it off the table. Okay, so just back to the stats quickly while we're here. At the minute, we're down 0.1%. It's slightly better than it was this time yesterday, 1.2% down for the month before. I was speaking to my account manager over there at eToro yesterday, and I was lamenting this, and he kind of laughed and said, listen, everybody got hammered last month. You did really well to restrict it to 1.2%, guys. So, sometimes it's nice to hear it from someone else. So we're around 10%. If we can get a little bit in this month, guys, maybe we'll start continuing on. Say if we even will get up 1% this month. So we're sitting on 11, and we've still got 1, 2, 3, 4 months to try and get closer to our 20% target for the year, guys. Okay, let's move on. So have a look at the health market. Obviously, you don't want to buy something that's shot up like a rocket, but there may be other things that have a bit of a setup on them, or keep an eye on them. Let's see if we can get a setup. Okay. Just trying to figure out where we are in this process. Okay, over to the charts, folks. Right. Let's start with the yen, as we've been doing recently. I think it's a running flat. This could well be the breakout. I traded pound yen yesterday. Don't know if I still have it on or not, guys. Let's go and look at the portfolio. Might have taken it off the table. Oh, it's still on. 0.66%. It was higher. I'll not let that go to zero, guys. If it goes to zero, just get out of it. So, yeah, pound yen. NASDAQ pushed up yesterday, and I wasn't entirely aware of any great things happening yesterday, guys. I moved a little bit up, but still haven't kind of got over these drawdowns that we had the other week. Dow Jones still up there, could well have a leg up still. S&P looks like it wants to push on up. Non-farm payrolls today, listen, if they're good, you could well see a nice push up on this. Nikkei, at some point it's going to break out long, guys. Unfortunately, I can't trade the Nikkei. I went and looked through eToro, and Tokyo Stock Exchange isn't on there, guys. So obviously you can pick up Sony and things like that are on the NASDAQ, but you can't trade. Well, I can't trade the Nikkei, so there you go. UK continuing on up. I don't know that that's going to happen, guys. That was just a case of saying, listen, if it dropped here, that would be a good place to get into this index. It could well push on up, guys. But if you look at it, you wouldn't necessarily argue against the possibility that it could come back down within this, but I do think there is upside to it, because I believe that the UK stocks are still undervalued from a way back. Look, guys, There's where they were before the pandemic. The NASDAQ is away up here somewhere in comparison, guys. So still undervalued here. French, nice little push up. Let's get back into the, let's say, 4 hours. Continued to push up. Didn't set the alarm off, but possibly will today. German, set the alarm off yesterday. Let's see if it breaks on out. I've got a sneaking suspicion that that's going to break on up through there because of that, guys. Because often you get a quality, remember. So you get that, and then you'll get that out the other side. We're currently there. So I think that may well break out. I'm not suggesting you jump into it, guys. But if this was any other chart and you'd got into it there, I'd get my stop to zero with the hope that it would at least get to there. China, not sure if this is a start of recovery or not, but I'm hoping it is. Yeah, we'll see what the Chinese government does. I'm sure they're not trying to wreck their economy, but they might be just trying to flex their muscles, guys. You know, if you allow the free market economy to run too fast, then you start to get calls for democracy, and the Communist Party certainly wouldn't like that. Could you imagine a democratic China? What a wonderful thing that would be. And this is Hong Kong as well. A little bit of a bounce off the bottom, guys. Perhaps we get a move on up, and of course you can trade the Hong Kong stocks. I've only ever traded one, and it was last week when I bought Tencent, and I'll not trade any more. And the reason being, they're open when I'm asleep. When I get up in the morning, it's already closed, guys, and I don't like that. I like to be around at the open, and I like to be around at the close, and that's where I am with the UK, or even Germany and France and the US. I'm awake from the open, and I'm still awake at the close of the US. And I like to be aware of what's going on, because if anything's going badly wrong or something's, shot away up, I like to be able to say, hey, I'm taking my profit, or I'm getting out of this because it's going through. But with Tokyo, I can't do that, or not. Hong Kong, I can't do that, so I'll not be trading anything else on the Hong Kong stock market. I'll wait to see if I can get my money back on Tencent. It's a few percent down at the minute. It's no big deal. There it is there. Yeah, 4% down. Okay, Aussie continue to push on up as we predicted. It'll push on up, and then you look for the correction, guys. And the Russell, yeah, I thought we'd get a breakout there. We have got a bit of a breakout. Possibly it'll push on up, but yet again, I can't trade the Russell, folks, because not on eToro. And the only account I'll talk about here is eToro. Oh, the other account I'm going to talk to you about is Coinbase. I opened the Coinbase account, put some money into it, bought some Bitcoin, some Ethereum. Plan was to hold on to it long term. It came back into the green for me, and I had a bit of a profit on it. And I thought to myself, you know what, I'm just going to take that money out of there and put it into this one. It's too complicated having too many accounts, guys. But the fees that I was charged for, selling, and then the fees was charged whenever we bought the things, and then the fees was charged for withdrawing, I barely made any money, guys, even though the account was in the green. And I thought to myself, I'm not into that. The hell with that. So I'll not be banning into them again, guys. I'll stick with eToro. So, all right, sorry. Dollar, we've talked a lot about it. It's pushing up at the moment. Scary thing when you're shorting something and it's moving in the wrong direction. Don't let the emotion get away with you, guys. If you're frightened of it going too far, put a stop loss. If it hits it. And there you go. Euro USD. You should never have scary money on any particular trade, guys, because that's how you blow your account and destroy your nerves. Just put a nice steady amount on, be happy with what you've got, and do it again. Euro USD, it's moving yet again in what I would say is the wrong direction. I'm Still looking for it to go long, but I'm not in it at the moment. Pound USD looks to me like it wants to break out long. We'll see what happens today. Aussie, don't like that structure, guys. New Zealand, it's broken out, but potentially a little flag there indicating a push on up. The CAD, yet again, I would fancy that dropping, but I'm not opening trades on payroll day, guys. And I tell you why. It's one thing being in a trade, getting it away from zero, and then it coming back and stopping you out for nothing. But see, to open a trade in the wrong direction on payroll day, and you're immediately, in the red, it's soul destroying, guys. I wouldn't bother with it. And here we have again. This is the other one I tried to trade. And maybe this breaks down. I think it will. If it starts to go, I'll maybe get into it. Not so keen on this one. Reason being, well, listen, if the dollar were to go long today, this would be a great trade. But you can't mix your metaphors, guys. It's either going long or it's going short, and I'm calling it short. So I'm not going to try and trade that long. But if you thought the dollar was going long today, that would probably be a good trade. Pound Swiss. No, not pound, sorry, dollar Swiss. No, I'm leaving it alone. Gold. Bah humbug. It's come off again. I was looking for that breakout to continue on up, guys. It's running flat at the minute. Going to need patience with it. I've already got enough in it. That's why I took the physical gold off it. If it drops, guys, then the money I've taken off the table, I'll put back in again, and then we'll come up. At some point, it will go up, guys. The world economy is going to come into headwinds as all the central banks start to tighten again, start to try and pay off the debts. That's going to take a long time. Then things are going to tighten up, and then you'll see gold go long, guys. But 6 months, a year, I don't know. Silver, same thing. It's coming off. There was a nice little setup there, guys. It spiked and then dropped, which is disappointing, but still looking for it to go in that direction at some point, remembering that it could well drop before it comes up. Bitcoin, nice little move up there, guys. We were looking for a zigzag there. I don't know if we're going to get a zigzag or not. Really what you're doing with these charts, guys, is just getting an overview of what's going on and seeing if there's a position where you'd be happy to take something that you've decided you want to get involved in. It's not a magic wand, folks. So from there, would I buy at that point? No. If it were to drop again and come maybe down into there, I may well think about buying. The other thing to do is buy there. If it goes long, fantastic. If it drops, you buy again if that's what you want to do. But buying small lots, guys, not massive amounts. And there's Ethereum pushed on up. I had been in the green. On its own, the Ethereum I bought did really well for me, guys. I think, but it was a small part of the amount of money I had in. So, all in all, it wasn't a great experience with Coinbase. Just putting alarm. Well, I'm not going to bother with alarm because I'm not going to buy it, guys. But if you're looking for this, you'd look for a drop and then look to continue to trade it up if that's what it's going to do. Oil, still in that, running flat, guys. Euro CAD, still no idea what's going on with that. Euro Oz, I think it'll possibly move long, but that'll depend what happens to the dollar today. Euro New Zealand. Yet again, this will be determined by what happens to the dollar. If the dollar goes short, then the euro will get a boost and it'll come up. And if the dollar goes long, euro will take a knock and it'll drop. So I'm not trading either. Euro yen, possibly there's a move up there. Euro Swiss, I remember I did say when we were here, don't be buying this. Look, we've now got a zigzag. So is this now the point at which we decide to trade it long? Well, I'd be a lot happier trying to trade that chart long now than I would have been in there, guys. So you can see the importance of waiting for the right setup. So possibly back up again. Pound CAD, nah, nope. Pound Oz, I would like to see it drop before trading it long. Pound New Zealand, got into it yesterday, guys. It got away from zero. It's come back to zero, got out of it. I don't have the patience for it, maybe. Pound Swiss. Yet again, depends what happens to the gold price. Pound Euro, I think this one, well, it has pushed up. But look at it, I don't like trading it, guys. You get in there, and the next thing you know, it does something like that. So if you wanted to trade it, you'd have to wait for it to come back down into this, this area. Forget about that. That's a bit of an anomaly. But down into there, and then maybe try and trade it to there, and then hope that it breaks out. Pound yen. This is the one currency trade I have on at the minute. I'm hoping that the yen continues to go short and we get a nice breakout up there. Aussie yen, potentially the same thing in there. Aussie New Zealand, it's continuing to push down, guys, until it turns and starts coming up. That's whenever I would trade it. Swiss. I'd need to see a bit more upside to this and then a correction. In other words, if it came into the middle of the range and give me a setup and maybe trade it. Aussie CAD. Well, I was looking to trade this short and then we got that big push up. What's this? CAD? No, forget about it. Forget about it. Swiss yen. Oops, what's going on here? Okay. Nothing changed since yesterday, guys. I would suggest this is going to break out, but yet again, you'd be better off waiting for it to drop. I don't know that it's going to drop, guys, but that's the problem with it. I do think that at some point in the future this will be higher, but whether this is the place to get involved or not is the big thing. CAD Swiss, oh, for goodness sake, what's going on with this? Let me pause you again. I think we're back in the go. Something's going on with the internet at the minute, guys, or my internet connection keeps dropping. CAD Swiss, my old favourite. We've had a move up there. I might well take a go at this, guys, and try and trade this up. CAD Swiss. CAD yen, although I did say yesterday this would possibly be a better trade, so maybe I'll take CAD yen instead. Just the danger of gold price going long, guys, would strengthen the Swiss, but you don't have that problem with the yen. So, and then New Zealand yen, I do think this will continue on up. You've got to decide whether that's where you want to get in or not. New Zealand CAD going off in the wrong direction for the way I want to trade CAD, so I'm not going to try and trade that. And New Zealand Swiss, same thing there, guys. If the gold price drops, then this will break out and go long. It's been going in that direction an awful long time, so you need to be pretty sure of your fundamentals that that's what's going to happen before you risk your money in that. So the two that I would maybe have a look at today, or certainly the one I would have a look at today with any degree of high probability would be CAD yen, guys. Okay, that'll do for today. That'll do for the week. I'll speak to you all again on Monday. In the meantime, I will post another video. Another competent trader video. I'll get that out tomorrow, folks. Bye for now.